This was almost same time. Night has won the battle of dominance over the day. But my mother's battle to dominate 5 of her own children was still on with high intensity. This was a routine affair in my family, more like a rugby match, 1 versus 5, including me. Madam Toastmaster friends, scene 2, entered my father, not realizing where he was getting into. In a moment, my mother turned her gun on my father. "Welcome home, Mr. Tiwari. I hope you remember that these 5 creatures are our joint production." My father nodded. "They are not joint production, they are our joint errors." But my mother was not contented with that answer. So she said again that at what auspicious moment are you going to start sharing the responsibility? Now this is a difficult question for any husband. And in front of 5 children, my father has nothing else to say with the 3 beautiful words. Not "I love you," with immediate effect. I was born and raised in India in a very small village. In my childhood, the villages in India were treated like abandoned children. For the sake of it, we were actually always had to fight and fend ourselves. For the sake of infrastructure, we had few muddy roads and few broken or wooden bridges which connected us to outside world. But the life was slow, but it was still, I would say, very appealing to me as a child. I didn't care about these things. After my father took over this responsibility sharing, I became a regular member to visit with him to his field work. I really enjoyed it. It was fun to be in lush green nature and do your own things and avoid school. The best part. But I always remember that very special trip. For a change, this was not to a free field, but to a broken bridge. The sun was spitting fire as I walked, holding my father's hand with the pessimism. Reaching there, he put me in the shade and started laying the bridge with the help of his friends. I got impatient very soon. I said, "Dad, what are you doing here? This is not our field. Why are we wasting our time here?" My father put his arm around me and said, "Raj, this bridge is our only hope for next 6 months, which will connect us to our dreams and destinations. This bridge will help Sita auntie reach hospital in time when her baby is due. This bridge will help you and your friends go to school other side of the river. And also this bridge is going to help Rahim uncle see the clinic every day." Son, building bridge is more like a metaphor. Any unselfish act which is done to lend a helping hand, to cheer someone, or to take someone's sorrow away is like building bridges. Look at Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, and Mandela. What they have done is the chain of building bridges over their life, and that's how they have inspired a generation to do the same. And then he said something very important. He said, the beauty of your life does not depend on how happy you are. It depends on how happy others are because of you. I was 9, and at that time it was like a greed to me. But as I grew and I saw my father's generosity and kindness firsthand, I learned what was true meaning of building bridges. Life moved on, I worked hard, got my dream jobs, and suddenly the career and my own happiness became the center point of my life. Somewhere in the point I lost the core message of my father that beauty of your life, that my life didn't depend upon just my happiness. It depends upon how happy others were because of me. 4 years back, my father suffered a massive paralytic stroke. In hours, he turned into a vegetable. He lost his complete limb movement and voice. I rushed from Singapore to India, and when I reached hospital, I was amazed. I saw many people in the hospital who I didn't know, who were there to support him and stood by him. When I sat in front of my father, he couldn't speak a word. But looks in his eyes seemed to say that, Raj, as I lie here, I don't regret. Actually, I'm happy that I could do my part of bridge building already. What are you thinking about your bridges? That left a deep introspection on me. I reached out to my friends, well-wishers, and said, what should I do? And that's when I started an initiative called Jyoti, which means light in English. Through this initiative, I reached out to underprivileged children in my village and surrounding areas to mentor them and inspire them to pursue their dreams. I think that's where I started building my bridges. Friends, humanity has progressed leaps and bounds, and we can be proud of our many achievements. But even in today's time, there is greater need to build bridges. Just to give you two statistics. Number one, out of 7.3 billion people living on this planet, almost half of them, around 3 billion, live on $2.5 a day. Out of 1% on this planet actually goes hungry to bed. So there's an enormous need to build bridges. To conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I want to pose a question to you. What bridges are you building? Remember, our life is very short. As Joni said, that she has started making difference to life of others by doing her professional course. To quote, our time in this world is very limited. When we leave this world, we won't be remembered for our bank balance, bungalows, and big designation we aspire throughout our lives. We will be only remembered for number of bridges we build for others. Hare Krishna.